Hello everybody, this is Funny Bob here, and there we go. We are alive and ready to go. Welcome to another live stream on Train Simulator 2021. Yep, we are back on this game once again. Frame rate's actually pretty good, I will say. Frame rate, yeah, it's not that bad. Anyways, welcome indeed. We are driving the SDP40F on the Mariah's Pass route. Oh, hello, Andre just decided to pop into the chat. And yes, we are driving trains on Train Sim today. We got a long trip today. We are driving the entire Mariah's Pass route from Whitefish to Shelby. So, 3-hour long drive. That's why I actually bumped up the start time to 4:30. I was gonna start this at 5 p.m. But I decided to bump up the start time just so we have enough time to go to the stream, because I got a little thing going on later after this live stream, so I figured I would do this live stream before the thing started and bump the stream up so I have a bit more time to actually complete this whole entire journey, because this is gonna be a long trip. Okay, and you may wonder, why Mariah's Pass route? Why not the other routes? Well, there's actually a few other routes that I could have done with this locomotive. I could have done the Cajon Pass, or the Cajon Pass, or thing. You know what? Actually, before we get into talking, let's just go over what we're doing today. Actually, so SDP40F. This is a DLC of the Steam Store by Digital Train model. It actually came out a few years ago, but I didn't pick it up until the 2020 winter sale. But I had been wanting this locomotive for a while, and well, first of all, it's Amtrak, and anything Amtrak interests me, especially if it's something like this. So the SDP40F. It is nice that, recently, well, I say recently, it's a few years ago now, we got some more classic Amtrak stuff. We have a lot of modern day Amtrak stuff on this game now, but we didn't have that much classic Amtrak stuff before. But now we do. We've got the SP40F. I also got the E8 and E8 units, Amtrak. Now if we could just get some more classic Amtrak stuff, I think that'd be good. But this is pretty cool. Now, this train by Digital Train model, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It could be better. In fact, I would actually say the text screen looks a little bit dated, especially for something that came out in 2018. Like, we had better stuff before this. But this is by a third-party dev, so I might cut them a little bit of slack. But I do kind of wish the detail was a little bit better. But for what it is, it's not that bad. Okay, it is a little bit glossy, actually. It does look a bit old-fashioned. But you know what? For the most part, it's not too bad. At least we have it. Okay, so that's the locomotive, and we also got coaches that come with it. And these are ex-Santa Fe coaches. Because as we know, back in the early days of Amtrak, they didn't really have their own equipment, so they just... Okay, why are the truck or the couplings white? I just noticed that. That's a little bit weird. It's supposed to be black. Okay, I don't know why the couplings are white. Although it's not like that with the... Hang on a minute. It's not like that with the... Oh, it is like that. Huh. Is that a game glitch, or is that just how it looks? Huh, I never noticed that before. Anyways, oh! I noticed this on the route. This is a route thing. Mariah's Pass is a little diesel shunter on display here. Huh, I actually didn't see that before, here at Whitefish Station, which is the Western Amtrak terminus on this route. Anyway, so you got your coach cars, and these are in Phase 3. By the way, we also have Phase 2 available, but these are the Phase 3 ones we're playing today. We got your coach cars. We also got your diner car, which for some reason has this weird painting going on. I don't know if that's realistic or if that's just something with the creation of this. Yes, you've also got the Viewliner coach, which actually looks pretty nice. And you also have your transition sleeper and the baggage car. So that's all your Phase 3 rolling stock. We also have some Phase 2 rolling stock, along with different liveries for the SP40F. So you got Phase 3, Phase 2, and the Bloody Nose for Phase 1. So you get all 3 liveries that this locomotive was in, which is pretty good. You also have all the same rolling stock here in Phase 2. You actually get this sort of like transition sleeper type thing with this DLC as well, but it's only in the Phase 2 livery. There's no Phase 3 version, and for some reason the transition sleeper is flipped the wrong way in this quick drive consist. I don't know why that is. And also the rest of the coaches are just the same as they are for the Phase 3, except they're just painted Phase 2, and the lining up is a bit better. So that's all you get in this SDP40F pack. You also see a freight train that includes with Marius Pets. I just had to put that there for the fun of it. But yeah, all here, this is what you get with the SDP40F pack. So you get locomotive and coaches. You also get a lot of passive views, actually. I think there's a passive view in every single unique coach. Yes. Alright, that's a positive. What the? Hang on a minute. Where's this? Oh, that's in the baggage car. Yep, there's even a passive view in the baggage car. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, well, there's a lot of attention to detail. And of course, here's your diner coach, or no, your view liner coach. Turn the camera 360 degrees. The camera close to the window a little bit, but that's only a minor thing. And you also get the diner coach. Yeah, for some reason, the camera does go through the seats. So I don't know why Digital Train Mall didn't really fix that, but that's alright. Alright, well, we spent the first 6 minutes just messing about with the train, so let's have to get to the cab. Let's load up the passengers. What's opening the doors up like? Let me see. Oh, I get noises, okay. And I should say the sounds on the coaches are just the same run sounds and things as you would get on the regular Empire Builder, like the original Superliners. Although the sounds on the locomotives are entirely new. Wait. Oh my goodness, even the... Okay, I haven't played around with this train very much, so a few of these things are surprises. Apparently even the doors on the baggage car opens up. A little bit unrealistic, but okay. Oh, for some reason this door refused to close. Oops. Hang on, Shift T. Okay, well the door on the Viewliner coach refused to close for some weird reason. Alright, well, let's go. Next, we'll put the brake on. Build the Resolo. Reach the brakes. I'll turn the volume up the game a little bit. The sounds are actually up. Okay, now turn it down just a bit. But yeah, these are entirely new sounds, although these sounds do sound the same as another locomotive. aka the GP40F. There's actually a bit of locomotives that have like that original sound. This though is, these sounds are different. I don't know if the sounds are supposed to be the same or this train does actually sound like this and things. Also, oh, I forgot to ring the bell. And do the bell. I should also say that the horn and bell sounds on this locomotive are modded. I did download a horn mod for this locomotive. At least a horn mod. I'm actually not sure if the bell is default or not. But I decided to get a modded horn because I didn't really like the default horn much. Alright. Also, you may notice the consist as well. It is a bit longer than it's supposed to be. There's actually only about 6 coaches on the real life Empire Builder, but I decided to do 10 because 6 wasn't good. I want a decently long train. At least the frame rate is good, but I think that's because we're driving on a route where there isn't much scenery. This is a route that came out quite a while ago, actually. I think back in like 2013 or 2014. So this road is pretty old, but it still holds up. Anyways, this was 115 miles in full length. I think we'll stay in the cab for this bit. So, I haven't actually driven Marias Pass very much. Was this a combined brake? No, it's not a combined brake at all. It's just idle on the 8 notches. Hang on. It just does the window open? It does. Yeah. I will be honest though, I'm not super impressed by the texturing. The texture does look a little bit old-fashioned, and you know, if you drive the default Kuju, I hate to compare this to the default Kuju stuff, but honestly, the texturing is... oh dear, it's right about there. Yeah. So, overall, this train is okay. As far as a train simulator train. Like, if you're expecting supreme level detail, don't expect that off this locomotive. It's pretty much, I think the best way of putting it, is the horn, is that it's pretty much your run-of-the-mill train simulator train. You have all your basic controls, and that's about it. There's no like special features or anything like that. Like, if you can drive any other train, you can drive this. I actually got this for, I think it was $11 in the sale, which isn't bad. It's a pretty good discount, you know, all things considered. I probably should have waited for something a little bit better, but well, actually, no, tell a lie. $11 was honestly the best thing that was going on. Like, I've seen all the different sales for this train, and I think $11 is actually the lowest that it goes to. But I just really wanted this DLC because it's Amtrak, you know. Granted, I haven't actually used this train very much. Like, I got this train in winter 2020. Used it for a little bit, played a couple scenarios, and then never really played with it much since. You know. Like, this is actually my first time, like, really probably driving this train since, you know, very late December 2020. And, again, it's alright. You know, like, if you like the SDP40F, you will probably like this DLC. But I can only really recommend this locomotive to fans of the SDP40F or fans of classic Amtrak rolling stock. Or American trains in general. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that this locomotive exists in train sim. You know, I'd rather have an SDP40F rather than no SDP40F. But, again, it's just not the greatest thing. But to be fair, none of the stuff that comes out these days is the greatest thing in the world. Alright, full power! Alright, 70 miles per hour. And those sounds, I wonder, does it actually sound like that, or is that just how it does that? I don't know, I'm gonna have to watch some footage of this locomotive later on. Yeah. Personally though, I don't really have that much of an opinion on the SP40F as a train. I mean, it is something though. I mean, the SP40F was Amtrak's first ever new locomotive. Like, you know, when Amtrak first started... Ooh, this is pretty cool. I haven't actually seen any of this. But, okay, let's actually see where we are. Yeah. By the way, I haven't actually seen this part of the route yet. So we're actually in new territory right now. Well, this stuff isn't loading in. Uh-oh. Hang on a minute. Alright, now that's just bad draw distance. Yeah. Should have probably turned up the draw distance before starting this live stream. Oh well, too late now. On the flip side though, our frame rate is at least decent, so that's a plus. So hey, we got worse draw distance but better frame rate. Anyway, let's watch this. Let's do a flyby. Do I have headlights turned on? Yeah, I do. I guess there's no... Oh yeah, there's literally no taillights. Okay. Wait, hang on. Okay, now these codes have like a combination of the shoreliner run sounds and the supeliner run sounds. Yeah. Yeah, speed. It's actually a pretty speedy section. Probably not gonna last long though. Like most of this road is like twisty mountains and stuff. So enjoy this high speeds because this is probably the fastest that we're gonna go for quite a while. Listen to the flyby. It's also worth mentioning, this is my first ever full complete journey with pulling these actual coaches. Like, when I played one scenario with this locomotive, but it was the Amtrak Silverliner scenario, the Moraes Pass route. The one there was one on the workshop, which had the silver coaches that came with the E8s. So that's my first ever time doing a complete journey with these ex-Santa Fe coaches. But yeah, first SDP40F first ever locomotive built for Amtrak. Because as we know, back in 1971, when Amtrak was brand new, all of the rolling stock Amtrak had was inherited from other railroads. And then the SDP40F came along a couple years later and was the first ever like new locomotive for Amtrak. Ironically, these coaches are, well, like I said, they're ex-Santa Fe coaches. So we got locomotive new for Amtrak, and then coaches from another railroad. Oh, they're in phase 3, so Amtrak must have kept these coaches for quite a while before retiring them. I guess these coaches were pretty new when they were built first for Santa Fe. Speaking of Santa Fe, if you actually want these coaches in Santa Fe livery, there is a reskin available on Railworks America. You know, I'm gonna use these for Amtrak trains for now, but I don't know, I might do a Santa Fe train in the future, maybe. Can't guarantee it, but we'll see. Now here's this yard. The speed limit's been staying at 70 miles per hour for quite a while, actually. I'm surprised that we stayed at 70 for this long. It looks like we might actually stay for a little while longer. I think when we get up to here, that's when the speed limit's going to start going down. Let's do one more flyby to commemorate that. Ah, stupid building full bomb the train. So of course this is the Empire Builder train that we're pulling, and I did do some research before this live stream on where this locomotive actually ran in real life. And I don't think that the SDP40F ever actually did the never actually did the Empire Builder service in real life. In fact, I don't even think the Empire Builder was an Amtrak owned service until like the late 80s, and by that time the SDP40Fs had mostly been retired or scrapped. So these used at 40s. Alright, 40 miles per hour coming up. It also means windy stuff will be starting. Anyway, so first ever live stream playing Train Sim on my newly repaired computer. Now the frame rate is pretty good, but then again, this route isn't really that dense. So, you know, naturally the frame is going to be good, which is a good thing. And yeah, the drone, I didn't really turn up the draw distance, but actually, having said that, I don't think having a low draw distance is such a bad thing, because, you know, better frame rate. Also, we gotta slow it down. Okay, brakes applying. Alright, come on, suppression. Here we go. The brakes actually release somewhat quickly. Okay, so we go down to 40. And then... and we go back up to 55. Also single track, because of course. Alright, single track time. Actually, a decent part of this route is singular track. Alright. Almost went uphill. This scenery though is pretty cool. Better than Clinchfield Railroad. I guess it's also worth saying that this particular route is owned by the BNSF. You know, I did actually show off what you get with this route when I streamed this route for the first time a couple of years back. I guess it's worth mentioning, this isn't the first time that I've actually streamed this this route. Also, I'm gonna check something real quick. Camera options, nope. Options. Okay, I do have things turned up. Nope. I'm gonna leave it alone, actually. Stuff, camera things is fine. Tunnel. And actually, the Import Builder is actually a service that was originally ran by the BNSF, or Burlington Northern, until Amtrak took over in I think it was the late 80s. So the Empire Builder has actually been around for quite a long time, but wasn't, you know, taken over by Amtrak until like 2/3 of the way of its 2/3 of the way of its existence. Can I go a little bit faster? Anyways. Another thing worth mentioning about the Marias Pass route, at least the transfer version, 150 miles. That's the whole length of this route. And, you know, this is actually one of the longest routes you can get for train sim. It's actually longer than the Warrior-Dale-Teasdale network. Like, funny enough, I've been able to calculate the Warrior-Dale-Teasdale network length, like, I don't know who said that is like 200 miles, actually 100 miles of track, not 200. Which is still good, but why you say 200 when it's actually 100? So this route is actually longer than the Warrior-Dale-Teasdale network. In fact, I think the only route that I can think of that's longer than this is the Southwest China High-Speed Network, which is like 500 kilometers, which equates to like something over 200 miles. But I think that's the biggest train sim route that I know of. There might be some other bigger routes, but I don't really know about those. But I guess as far as steam, so I think the Southwest China High-Speed route is the longest one. And I think this route places like second or third or something. I don't actually know many other super long transmission routes in the Steam store. it's surprisingly a lot longer than most train simulator routes that come out these days. I mean, it's insane. Most train sim routes these days are 40 miles long. Yeah, $40 for 40 miles. Yeah, Mariah's Pass, even at retail price, is $20. So for Mariah's Pass, you're paying $20 for 150, no, more than that, more than 150 miles of track. And if you wait for the right time, you can get this for as low as $5. Like, I got this route in the 2018 winter sale for $5. You know, I understand this route is older, but still. Anyway, bridge. This bridge is actually pretty cool. But yeah, it just amazed me just how small, you know, trains and routes have become. Also, why are we scraping the rails? Are we gonna go over to the right? No, I don't think so. No, we're good. Alright, back into the double track section. Anyway, not the first time that I've live streamed this route. I did live stream this route as like its introductory stream way back in early 2019. Although when I did that stream, it did feel a little bit salty because when I did that live stream, it was, well, in the game it was nighttime and it was winter, so we couldn't really get a good sense of what the route looks like. Luckily for this stream, I've decided to go for early afternoon, springtime stuff. So we're going to see the route and how it looks in all of its glory. On the Empire Builder. And, another thing with mentioning, Train Simulator isn't the only game to feature the Mariah's Pass. I know there's a lot of people who watch my videos who also play trains on mobile. You will likely heard of the route called the Mariah's Pass Approach. And yes. Although, funny enough, Trains 2 only has the Mariah's Pass Approach. This route, or Train Sim, has the whole Mariah's Pass full stop. Like, from end to end, the whole 150 mile long route. Yeah. So in Trains, you can only do, like, the approach of the route, and actually, where we are right now is actually beyond the Mariah's Pass approach route. But when we do get into the Mariah's Pass approach route portion, you guys might be able to recognize some locations if you regularly play the Mariah's Pass approach. I haven't, but sausages. Okay, well, I was expecting the speed limit to drop to like 30 miles per hour, but no, we're actually maintaining 60 pretty good. Oh, I can remember a lot of this route being like 30 miles. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Maybe it'll drop down speed. Anyway, so another bit of a background of the Mariah's Pass route itself. I did have to do a little Google searching, and the Mariah's Pass is in the United States state, or, okay, that one sounds dumb, is in the U.S. state of Montana. And this route is honestly a pretty good representation of how Montana actually looks. because there isn't actually much to Montana. Like, I don't think, no, throughout the whole state, there's no, like, metropolitan areas anywhere. It's just countryside, a few small towns. That's it. There's not much to Montana. It's like this route is honestly a pretty good representation of what Montana actually looks like. There's just not much to Montana. And that's quite something because Montana is actually a pretty big state. And I think Montana is actually the same size as New York. Yeah. Yeah, so New York is as big of a state as Montana, and it has a population of about 5 times more. And this actually reflects in the electoral votes. Like, you know, as far as, like, in the U.S. election, there's more pieces of the pie. Well, the thing is that there's multiple pieces of the pie for the state of New York, whereas there's only one piece of the pie for the whole state of Montana. So, you know, different parts of New York can either vote Democrat or Republican. It should be Republican. But Montana, you know, Montana's going to go to whoever votes more. Like, if the whole state of Montana gets the majority of vote of Republican, then Republican wins. And that goes to the whole state, not just, like, different parts of it, the whole thing. Whereas, you know, whereas majority vote for New York is a little bit more spaced out. The Great Crossing. But yeah, there's really not much to Montana, honestly. And Montana's not really say they've done much research on. Like, I personally don't really know that much about Montana at all, you know? Like, the only sort of railroad connection to Montana is, well, this route, and this is a route that I don't really care about that much. I mean, well, I mean, I bought it, so, you know, I'm at least interested to drive it, but I don't really study this route too much in, like, super detail. As far as auto racing, there's no big... I'm going to have to put you in timeout, Mr. Harvey Price. I can't have that. Oh, what? There we go. Okay, that was weird. I apologize for that. This is Mr. Harvey Price. This is a family-friendly stream. Please keep it PG. Or G, actually. Yeah, please keep it G. Wowzer, for some reason, the... I think I can go first. Alright, come up on West Glacier Station. So this minute goes down to 45. You know, I guess Morris Pass still, even though it has a good life, it's not the greatest one trains him, but honestly, I still personally prefer this Redford's over Litchfield Railroad. So other things worth mentioning, Morass Pass. Yeah, there's not much time. I mean, there's probably some small town short tracks, like dirt or pave or something, but I don't know any of those. You know, we don't need any monkey face or implicit things. Alright, West Glacier. Okay, oops, slowed up a little bit too soon. But we're fine. Okay, for some reason this is one of those trains where the brake doesn't go all the way down for some reason. Anyway, welcome to West Glacier. Okay, I do apologize for Robert Price in the chat. I'll have to put him in, I'll have to ban him. And there is West Glacier Station. So for some reason it usually takes a hot minute to do a timeout. Alright. And I don't want any pride flags either. Anyway, here's an interesting part about. Alright. Yeah, I do apologize for all the spam messages in the chat. Didn't think the stream would attract trolls. And it's speed is on the. Okay. More screeching of the things. And the speed limits are actually higher on this route than I was expecting. That makes it been accidentally banned. No, I actually did that on purpose because you spammed in my chat, and obviously we don't allow spamming for obvious reasons. So don't spam again. I noticed you have multiple accounts, so be careful with, well, I mean, yeah, let's just say that be with multiple accounts. I mean, we don't really get that very often. But, yeah, what I do, I try to be cautious. Well, I say cautious. I try to be, you know, a bit forceful about it. It's not really unfair. I mean, pretty much every streamer out there has a no spamming rule to their chat. And understandably so, because spamming is pretty annoying. You know. This part of the route is pretty cool. No, spammer lives do not matter. Anyway, I do apologize for what's happening in the chat. I have unfortunately been distracted from the pretty nice looking scenery of this route. Ooh, look at that. It's like a little thingy-majig. I don't know why I beeped the horn. There's like a little structure thingy. Look at that. That's kind of cool looking. I don't know why you're saying that. I don't apologize for anything. I didn't apologize. I'm not sorry. Yeah. I'm not an apologetic person at all. You know, unless I massively screw up, I don't really find myself apologizing to anybody. But that's just me. Anyway, so we've been maintaining a pretty good 45-mile-per-hour speed limit. As in, no, the route's been maintained. You know how it is. Pretty hostile, yeah. I'll admit I'm a bit of a hostile person sometimes, but only when people annoy me. And however, you've been a bit annoying with the spamming. Yes. Hey, Hubisunden. And this scenery is... Man, this is cool. How fast can a train go? I don't know, about 70 or something? I don't actually know. I haven't actually done a speed test with the SDP40F before. But for today, I'm only going as fast as the speed limit allows me to go. This is gonna be like a speed test stream. And yeah, if you notice I'm going in and out of the cab a lot, there's just a lot of cool stuff to see on this route that I haven't really seen. I mean, I drove this route once, but it was nighttime and in the winter. Now that's actually like a pretty good weather condition. I can actually experience this route very... That's a good thing. Also, the beach looks a little bit salty, but that's trains out. So, well, we can't do that because I don't want to derail this. Like, sure, I have to finish this live stream up in a reasonable amount of time because I have something going on later, but that doesn't mean I'm going to break the speed limit, you know. Well, I lose the place as well. Well, yeah. I complain when our Russell and our group drives stupid slow freight trains on what's supposed to be a high-speed line. But this here is a intercity passenger train on a freight line in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so we're going to speed a little bit. Well, by little nowhere I mean the state of Montana, but basically, well, you know, in the middle of nowhere, I think that'll do. You know, I definitely do feel a little bit lonely on these big country routes because the only thing there really is here is a train track. Other than that, this would be a pretty uninhabited part of the United States. And actually, having said that, I think anywhere where there isn't train tracks is just all just nature, animals, and thingies. Yeah. I'm more of a city person. You know, like... You know, I do plan to drive like on a country route, but it has to be like a high, or it would have to be like a high speed route. You know, like they have in Europe. I mean, I don't mind driving, you know, a slower paths or something, but I mean, I prefer high speed trains. But this is fine. At least I'll be able to put some more miles on this route and this train. Alright, so really we slow down to 45 and then speed up to 60. I think I know why though. Is that a road? Yep, it's a road. It's a broken road. Man, this route sure does actually look pretty nice. You know, for a route that came out quite a few years ago, it still holds up. Like, this one actually came out, like, in 2013. Also, okay, I don't understand the braking situation. But yeah, for a route that came out, I honestly would say this route looks better than some routes that come out these days. Yeah, so we are going over to the left, or the right track. As we go back into a double track section. Anyways, for this locomotive, you know, when I initially put the SDP40F stream on my, you know, on my live stream schedule, I was initially going to drive this locomotive, this train, on the Cajon Pass route. But then I figured, let's do Marias Pass instead. And honestly, I'm actually glad that I've actually done the Marias Pass route instead, because I haven't driven this route very much. Whereas, you know, I've driven the Cajon Pass route quite a few times, and that's not really my favorite route, and it's literally default Kuya route. Like, I know there's actually a newer Cajon Pass available, but that requires other DLCs that I don't have. So Marias Pass ultimately works. I could have also done, you know, Miami, the Miami route, West Palm Beach route, but you know that's the Silver Star. It doesn't pull these coaches, and I wanted to pull these coaches, so everything works. It's up to 60. Are making well. I mean, most of those been high speeds, well, higher speed so far. Also, I wouldn't recommend spam or just typing a bunch of emojis either. Like a few emojis are fine, but that much is a little bit extreme. Is emoji BT friendly? Sort of. This may annoy a few people, but I'm not really an LGBT person. You know, I have a lot of right-wing views, so I'm not really that into the LGBT scene. That's not to say I dislike LGBT people, but I'm not really into their community. I've actually had some thoughts about that. Homophobic. You know, I've had some thoughts, right? It's Pride Month. But I have to ask myself, who in the right mind wakes up one morning and is like, I want to change my gender? I'm serious. I don't understand why people want to convert their gender or just become something completely different, you know. I don't understand, like, what man wants to become a woman and what, you know, the other way around. I know there's others. Apparently there's, okay, there are words I can't say, actually. Like, the LGBT actually stands for, well, it's a bunch of words, but I don't really want to say those words in the stream just to, you know, avoid sausages. Guys, this is a family-friendly stream at the end of the day. So there's a few words that we can't say. But as far as what I can say, again, who in the world, what sane person wakes up or just thinks to himself, I want to change my gender? Because me, I'm a straight male, and honestly, that's all I want. That's all I ever want to be. I was born straight, and I'm gonna die straight. And at the end of the day, the LGBT is a thing that was like started up by the left, but I'm from the right, so it's like, you know, I don't have to have those views. Man, this curve is something. What's the... Okay, surprisingly the green. That's a pretty sharp corner. Anyways, yeah. Now, I do say that who in the right might want to change gender. That's not to say I dislike people from the LGBT community. Like, if you're in that community, you know, we can still be friends. if you're a good person, you know. Really, that kind of stuff doesn't really mean much to me at the end of the day. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't. Wait, I was hoping you would say it was really so I could mock you, but you hate him more than me. Okay, well, I guess it works out in the end. You hate him more than me. I wouldn't use the word hate, though. Hate is a strong word. I think the correct say is I don't like the LGBT community. Like, it's fair to say, though, I won't cover my channel up in rainbows, though, just because it's Pride Month. You know, I actually love rainbows, as in the way they look, but, you know, as far as the connection to the LGBT community, that part, I'm gonna stay out of that field. Like, you've got all these people, you know, who are converting their profile pictures to rainbows and things, because it's Pride Month, but me, I'm not gonna go in that direction. I'm gonna stay straight. I'm with you, man. I think we found common ground. Alright. Guess that worked out in the end. Right. Okay, so situation update. We're 114 miles from the end of the line, Shelby Station. Yeah, speed limit sitting at 40 miles per hour, which isn't too bad, but I do expect it'll drop down a little bit more later on in the trip. Like, I think it's going to go down to 30 for a bit, and then it's going to go back up a bit. You know, surprisingly, we're actually at a somewhat speedy part of the route. Like, we're going to get to a part of the route where it's going to get really bendy. You're picking the blacks. Now, blacks, I honestly view them the same way as the LGBT community. I don't dislike them, but at the same time, I'm not really in their community. Like, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I don't really support that. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm neutral on it, basically. Although I should say, that's where I am with the Black Lives Matter, like, the name. Black people in general, they're cool. You know, I view them in the same way as white people. This has become a very interesting live stream now that we've brought this discussion, but yeah, that's where I am. I just generally don't discriminate people based on what they are. You know, black, white, trans. I don't discriminate. You know, at the end of the day, I view a person based on their character. Like, if they're a nice guy or a nice person, you know, I'll be attracted to them. But if they're mean and stuff, then yeah, I stay away from these people, just like anyone else does, really. I will say this though. Some people in the LGBT community can be quite annoying, especially on Twitter. Like, just in the NASCAR Twitter community. Okay, well not okay. The Twitter community in general. I think at least 25% of people on Twitter have pride flags in their name, and it's like, at that point, I know to be aware of it. Or you almost spat when I said the word, but okay, I didn't really mean to. I'm just saying in this tone because this is like it's a bit of a touchy discussion. I don't usually discuss this on my channel. You know, I'm only bringing it up because, well, you did. Otherwise, I don't really talk about stuff like this. You know, I'm only talking about this because you said or you asked. Oh dear, I hope that someone doesn't comment on this live stream letter saying, you're a racist or you're a homophobe, yeah, and that's not true. Anyways, Alright, so 111 miles to go. So we've been driving for actually about an hour. Yeah, actually almost an hour. This is going to be a 3-hour trip. Actually, a little bit more than 3 hours, but just almost a 3-hour, or no, a little bit more trip. Don't blame me for hatred. I mean, I don't blame. I don't want to use the word hate, though. You know, I don't hate those other communities. I just don't really like them. You know, like the word hate to me is a pretty strong word that comes with great power. So I only like to use the word hate when it's really appropriate. Like, if I really hate something, I'll use the word hate, but, you know, otherwise I'll say I dislike it or I just don't like it. Wait, that's the same thing. Or if I have no opinion. There you go. Anyway, I know this has been a very touchy discussion for all of you watching the stream. This isn't gonna be a normal thing, I promise. But I just thought I would share my opinion since Harvey asked. You know, I'm open to a lot of different questions. I have to go spam someone else's spam so we're never done. Nice chatting you. Have a good stream. Alright, well, alright, see you later, Harvey. I wouldn't recommend spamming other stream, but you do you, I suppose. That was a very interesting discussion. Alright, so we still have a couple hours left in this stream. In fact, the ETA is a pretty good representation of when the stream is actually going to end, because, you know, since this is a train sim live stream, the stream ends when the journey ends, and this journey's been going on for another quite a while. Oh, come on. Okay, well, you'd have to spam. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's going to happen again. Okay, we're having a nice conversation. I gotta slow down. Okay, well now Harvey has distracted me from my driving. Okay, we're going to 45 as we're now switching back onto the singular track. Alright, so for all you, everyone else watching stream, I know that was a very touchy discussion, and I may have lost a few subscribers, but just know that these are all my opinions, and, well, actually that's not enough to say, just know these are all just my opinions, and, if you disagree, then go ahead, disagree. Hello, Trainman 140414. Wow, so right as the stream gear level, we have another one going. No speed is key. Oh, wait, no speed is key. Alright, well, I can tell you we're not getting much speed on this journey. Welcome to the Mariah's Pass route, where we are in a slower section of the line. Right? Actually, hang on, so that 35 was only because we're just on a single track, so we're going back up to 50 miles per hour. This is good. Alright, and yeah, I should say I'm only going to be doing the speed limit for this stream, which I do on most streams at this point. Anyway, yes, welcome. We're driving the SDP40F on the Mariah's Pass route. Alright, so 108 miles to go. Train's at SDP40F Amtrak. This is the first ever locomotive that Amtrak purchased new. Into tunnel. Alright. So I made it to 1 hour in the street. We'll do a flyby view of the train again. Also, I just realized something. Oh, hang on. Wait, what? No. Oh, if you get far enough away, the interior of the coach disappears. Okay, the draw assistance. I don't know if that's a setting on my end or if that's a thing with this pack. But that happens sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this journey because this is long. I mean, we have 3 whole hours of just driving all the way to the end of the route. For reference, we started here, we are now here, and we're going to here. The whole route. Actually, one thing I can recommend this route to, by the way. If you like long journeys, you will like this route. Because this route takes a whole 3 hours to complete. Something a little more if you're doing other things. Like, it might take up 3 hours and a half. Maybe even 4 hours if you make, like, stops along the way. You know. We won't make any stops. I think this train does make stops in real life on this route, but for today, to make this journey go by a little bit faster, we won't be making any stops, and we're just going from start to finish. We're not stopping anywhere. It's basically an express. Anyway, long and good. Alright, well, I'm not sure how long you can stay here, but, sausages. Alright, dropping speed a little bit, because we have a 45 speed thingamajiggy coming up. Okay, I don't know what is up with that brake handle. You know, that happens in other trains. And I have to ask, does that actually happen on real trains, or is that just a weird trains and regular thingy-majiggy? I don't know. And it's all sure does look nice though, so. Hey, you also get 150 miles of eye candy with this route, if you want. I say eye candy. I do feel like this route did serve a bit of a purpose, or it does serve a bit of a purpose, you know. Yeah, that's a long freight route, you know. So, if you like doing long freight runs, this is a pretty good route for that. Well, long freight runs or long runs like this, you know, with intercity trains. Yes. Anyway, yeah, it's a good thing that I started this live stream up at 4:30, because this is gonna end about 7:43. And after the gym, I got a program to watch. And by program, I mean the NASCAR Pro Invitational race at the Chicago Street Course. Yes, I watch NASCAR. I've watched Pro Invitational races. Like, I try to watch as much NASCAR as I can. You know, be it either real-life NASCAR or the Pro Invitational series. And this is going to be a pretty interesting race, actually, because this is going to be on the Chicago Street Course, which, yeah, this race is going to have real-world implications. What the heck is... Oh, it's just a thingy. But yeah, real-world implications, because we might see the Chicago Street Course in real life as soon as next season. So I guess I might let this devolve into a bit of an opinion piece on NASCAR, but first, look at this big construction site. They must be building a... I mean, it looks like they're building something here, but it's not... No, I think this is just some kind of mine or something. I don't know what this is. It's something. game. Guess I've done that all day. It's a good thing this game hasn't crashed yet. Let's hope this game doesn't crash. Although it shouldn't. Frame rate's been good, and just generally the stability of the game has been pretty good today. Which is good. I always like good stability. You know, my computer, which my computer, it just kind of struggles to run games at high graphics setting. And you know, for a little while, I've actually debated on whether to either get a whole new computer or just upgrade this computer. At this point, I'm more leaning towards just getting a whole new computer, because this computer that I has now, it's not a bad computer, but it could be better, right? It should be better. I mean, this thing costed me $800. Well, okay, it didn't cost me, but it costed $800 plus $50 for shipping, so $850 computer, and it doesn't even run as good as a I don't know. I just found this computer though to be a little bit disappointing, you know. So, whenever I get a job, whatever happens this year, I do have plans to get a better computer. And you may wonder what's happening with this computer. Well, I've actually thought about putting it up for auction, because this computer is still pretty valuable. Like, you know, it's a pretty valuable computer still. I mean, sure, despite its flaws, it's not the worst running computer in the world. It's still somewhat new. Yeah, this computer's only a few years old. Bought it back in 2018. So, I've only had this computer for a few years. But yeah, well, actually, yeah, I've had this computer for years, so it's still got some value. So I've actually thought about putting this computer up for auction. Anyway, we'll get streaming in for 1 first, and which is fine. So how about I talk about some current events, since there's not much going on in train sim, or like I'm driving. So yeah, NASCAR Chicago Street Course. I guess I must talk about my opinion on NASCAR on street courses. I actually don't really dislike the idea that much. I think that I think it's a good thing that NASCAR is trying out street courses, because street courses actually give a bit of an idea of you know, where NASCAR can be successful. Because, you know, NASCAR has said they're planning on, you know, putting street courses in big markets where they might want to build a permanent racetrack. And I think it's a good idea, actually, they're doing street courses, because here's the thing. If you do street courses, if the event turns out to be a flop, then there isn't a bunch of money wasted for building a permanent venue. Because if you were to build a permanent racetrack and it turns out to be a failure, you would have to spend all that money building the track, and then if the track fails, you'd probably have to spend a lot of money, you know, demolishing it. Whereas street courses are only temporary, so you're gonna have to take down the street course anyways. So if that turns out to be a flop, then you just never set it up again. You know? I think street courses are actually pretty... Also, station. Okay, we're on the wrong track. Is there supposed to be things like here in real life where people can walk over the train? You're welcome to Essex, by the way. You know, people can walk on over the track to the train, or the train just travel on this track. And so we're down to 35 miles per hour. So now we're entering a really windy part of the route. And here, look at this! I've actually seen this bit before, but this part's actually kind of interesting. Yeah! This part's pretty cool. Alright, we're now into the double digits. Number of miles left to go. We have completed 50 miles. 100 miles to go. You know, some reasons the small town short tracks aren't even that long. So, yeah, you know, IndyCar, they've actually done a number of street courses in their time, and a lot of them didn't really work. But at least there isn't a permanent venue now that's just left to rot. You know. Because again, street courses are only temporary, so if the event is a flop, they can take it down, or just never. Or I mean, they got to take it down anyway, but they want to set it up again. And that's also good for NASCAR, because if somehow, which I'm not saying that the Chicago Street Race is going to be a flop, but if it were to be a flop, at least it won't be an expensive one. At least they try it out once, and they could just leave it in the past. I will say though, I do find it a little bit salty that they are doing a Chicago Street course, despite the fact that Chicagoland Speedway exists. Yeah, Chicagoland Speedway is now on the 2021 schedule for some reason. I think that's probably due to the China virus. Like maybe next year Chicagoland Speedway will be back on the schedule. Only time will tell. Okay, well, it took a bit longer than expected. We were doing like 40 to 50 miles per hour. Yeah, now we're getting into the really slow part of the route, which is the part of the route that I was waiting for. Yeah, we're not even at the summit. Okay, well, not at the summit yet, but we will be. That's when the track gets really twisty. Anyway, I'm actually in favor of street courses for NASCAR, especially with the Generation 7 car. It's going to make road racing, well, it's hopefully going to make road racing better. I guess another interesting thing worth mentioning is the Generation 7 car on iRacing. Sorry I didn't say anything in a while. Oh, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, here you are. You've tuned into a train simulator. Here I'm talking about race cars. But yeah, I think if they do go through with the Chicago Street Course thing, like they did in real life, I mean, if they try it out for like a couple of years, you know, yeah, sausages. But that being said, though, I think NASCAR should just go back to the Chicagoland Speedway, because that was a pretty good track. I'll say Sheamus on the schedule this year. So hopefully next year. Alright, changing it back over to singular track. Alright, well, I guess now I'm going to talk about some current events and what's been happening recently. Now I should say, I did say yesterday, and I did put on the live schedule that we're going to have 2 live streams in a day on Thursday, where I was going to do the talk show, and then I was going to do the Indy 500 stream, but I am now thinking about just canning the talk show for tomorrow and just doing the Indy 500. So like the Indy 500 we're gonna Indy 5. I think Indy sausages. It's going to happen tomorrow, but the talk show probably isn't, because this live stream actually gives me a pretty good opportunity to talk about what's been going on. Because it's a long trip. I'm just gonna be driving the train, checking out the route. Yeah, not doing too much. Also, double bridge. What is that? Oh, so we go over a river and then a road. Okay. Also, if we look here on the cafe coach, or the feline coach, the door hasn't closed up properly. That's game bug. Also, this is probably like true, but okay, we're grinding to a halt. Wow, we really picked up some gradient. Okay, it took me a minute to notice, but we have really slowed up a lot. Okay, as I was saying before, I know it's probably not really a big surprise, but these Superliner coaches, or these Santa Fe coaches, double deckers, definitely inspired these Superliners that Amtrak built later on that we know today. Alright, come on, put the power down. There we go. And I thought it's such a busy week this week. So, I guess now I should talk about what happened today. So today was meant to be a pretty big day, as I was meant to be taking a computerized test to get my driver's license. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And to be fair, I saw it coming, because, we were already pretty ill prepared for today. A lot of papers weren't filled out. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't properly, we were pretty ill prepared for today. Even my phone wasn't even working right, because we didn't have the service plan going in, so I couldn't make any calls. We couldn't text. I was already very skeptical going into the day, so I was just gonna hope and pray that everything worked out. I mean, it didn't, and to be honest, I'm not surprised that today didn't really work out. I will be totally honest, I'm not really that surprised it didn't work out. We were ill prepared, we didn't really know what we were doing. So it does kind of suck, With the stupid reservation going, I'm have to wait another whole month now. Before I take the computerized test, which does suck. But to be honest, I don't really need a driver's license to to get a job, and even that's taking a little while. That being said, I wouldn't mind getting a bus pass for the meantime. Also, another cool section. So I think I'm probably gonna get a bus pass at first, and then get my driver's license in a car later on. I mean, it does kind of suck that I'm not gonna have a car straight off the bat, but at the same time, I will be honest, I don't really want to put in the effort to actually get a driver's license at the moment. Anyway, talking about the trains and route for a minute, I actually just realized why these awnings are here. See, in case there's a landslide, it won't block the train track. So that's a safety thing. But yeah, it just didn't ever really work out. And to be honest, I'm not really surprised. But at the same time, it does kind of suck. I'm gonna have to wait another whole month before I can get a driver's license. So in the end, I couldn't get any sort of like NRL stuff today. You know, as you know, my NRL season project thing. You know, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get any of that done today. But I wasn't really in the mood to anyways. You know, at least I'm doing this live stream so I can keep you guys entertained while there's no videos being uploaded. Yeah. But that's another reason why I've actually had thoughts about canceling the talk show that I had planned for tomorrow. And just doing the Indy 500 stream later in the day. This way of all day tomorrow before the live stream to do NRL related things. Yeah, like I actually have videos ready to go. In fact, as of right now, I have videos ready to go for the next couple weeks. But I still have to make the thumbnails. You know. So, yeah. So I have to spend some more on Friday doing that. I did initially plan it for the start of the live stream tomorrow. What do you think, Steam or Diesel? I honestly prefer Diesel. Diesel's cool. Look at this thing. Oh, that would have been such a cool screenshot on the. Whatever. But yeah, I'm not really much of a Steam person, I'll be honest. Yeah, this might salty some real fans, but I'm not really that much into Steam trains. Yeah. I don't dislike Steam trains, but well, I like Steam trains, but I'm not really into them as much as diesels and electrics. Like, if I had to rank them all, I'd place electric at the top, diesel in the middle, and steam at the bottom. You know, like, I like all three. I honestly prefer, like, electrics and diesels. I'm not really that much of a steam person. You know, and really, I'm only interested in, you know, like, few types of steam. Like, my favorite kind of steam engines are the faster ones, like the A4s, the Daylight, the J3A. I also like big boys and stuff. Big boy is cool. Beyond that, I'm not really much of a steam person. In general, I actually just prefer modern trains. That being said, I do own the odd steam train for Train Sim. You know. Anyway, so back to what I was saying before. Yeah, I'm planning on just canning the live stream or the talk show stream tomorrow and just doing the Indy 500 because yeah. So, as far as the NRL thing, I've got the videos ready, I just have to make the thumbnails, and then upload them to YouTube, and then release them starting next week. And even this week, I haven't had all the time in the world to work on the NRL thing, or the NRL project, because I've just been so busy with other things, you know. For one thing, I have the Indy 500 race to take care of. Look, that's already been taken care of and it's ready to go for tomorrow. But I had that to do. I've also had to prepare for the driver's license thing. I say that I did the preparation. I've just had a full schedule of things to do this week. And really that all has to do, you know, with my computer, my channel going broke last week. You know, I lost a whole week of production, so I've had to make it all up this week. You know, so this week I've had trouble finding more time to do other things. So I've just spent this week, you know, just doing, well, a lot of things. I haven't even had time to watch any Grand Tour episodes. So yeah, strange, isn't it? But wow, that is a lot. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on this week. Thankfully next week will still be a little bit packed, but it won't be as packed. Like, for next week, as far as events, well, actually just today, for this week, I've had like a lot of stuff going on. You know, first I had the driver's license thing, which didn't really go well. Now I'm doing this live stream, and then after this live stream's over, I have the NASCAR Pro Invitational race to watch. And tomorrow I've got more and all things to do, and then I have to do the live stream. Friday though, Friday I think I'm just gonna do the NRL thing, the NRL project for Friday. I didn't have a planned Zoom call, but I might cancel that and do something else with that next week. And as for next week, oh, this part of the route is pretty cool. But as for next week, on Tuesday I have a live stream, and then Wednesday I'm going to Seekonk Speedway for the Boston Louis event. Likely. I say I'm not officially going to that, but I might go to it. I mean, I want to go. But as for if I'll actually go or not, I don't know yet. Also, full schedule of videos next week. Videos will be on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was actually initially going to do Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. But, you know, since I'll be going to, or likely be going to the Boston Louis event at Seekonk, I'm planning on doing, doing an NRL race on Monday, then the live stream on Tuesday, and then an NRL race on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Man, there's so much going on this week, though. You know, this week wouldn't have been anywhere near as stacked if my channel and my computer hadn't gotten broken, and I did the Indy 500 stream last week. But no, thanks to China or Russia, whoever it is, I had to postpone all my stuff from last week, and I have to do it this week. I mean, I could, not that I can't do it. I can do it all, but you know, it's just hard to focus on what I don't really have going on. Favorite diesel engine? That's actually a question I don't really have a big answer to. But I guess one that is high up there is the F40, but then the F40 is a lot of people's favorites. Oh, the HST. Class 43 HST, that one's high up there. Probably, I think that's probably my favorite diesel is ultimately the Class 43 British Rail Class 43 HST. You know, fastest diesel in the world. And one of the cool, no, it's the coolest. But my favorite diesel is the British Rail Class 43 HST. I can't believe how long the HST has been in service. You know, I do want to ride an HST someday if I ever travel abroad. Well, I say, nah, when I travel abroad, I really want to ride an HST. Now, unfortunately, I probably won't be able to ride one on the East Coast main line because all the HSTs that ran the East Coast main line now have been retired after 40 years of service. But I might still be able to ride one on another British railway, you know, either a GWR or ScotRail or something. You know, I actually think even forever into the future, or at least a long time into the future, you know, British railways are still going to be running HSTs. You know, like, I think even, you know, when we get to, like, you know, when the HCs get so old and they just do tourist trains, we'll put it this way, the Flying Scotsman has been around for nearly 100 years, and that's still doing rail tours. I think the HC can do the same. Alright, so yeah, driver's license didn't really go so well today, so hopefully next month it goes better. Alright. There's a tight corner. Hang on a minute. Oh no, we're going there. Okay. Where is this 70AC? That's a big one. I don't really care much for American freight locomotives. I'll be honest. I don't. Again, don't really just don't really care for them. You know, they always just seem very samey. You know, like, it just seems like every American freight locomotive that was ever made, apart from a few one-offs, has just been very similar to something else. I just don't understand why they don't make, like, one singular locomotive kind and just sell it to every single railroad in the world. Like, I understand we have different locomotives for different, you know, different weights and specifications, but they just all seem the same. I don't know why we just have one locomotive for the whole United States Railroad thingy. Yeah, it's just a bit sausagey. It's all sausages. Even passenger locomotives have been a little bit samey, but I think passenger locomotives though are cooler. You know. Like this one on the SDP40F. It's cool. All that being said, flying up, the SDP40F was built. Well, it was built originally as a passenger locomotive, but it was built also to be converted to freight if Amtrak went bust. You know. Ultimately, Amtrak didn't go bust. The locomotive, however, did. And soon came in the F40. And the SP40Fs just fizzled out. Apparently this is an AMD locomotive, this SP40F. The AMD, the same guys that made the F40. Which would be a lot more successful. You know. So ultimately the SP40F didn't work out, but the F40 went on to become definitely one of Amtrak's most iconic locomotives. American diesel engine are the same size for different railroads, but UK does a different one to the Class 8, 808 Class 3. Yeah. See, that's the thing. At least in Britain, or Europe as a whole, you have different sized locomotives for different purposes. You know, like you've got your high-speed passenger locomotives, your low-speed freight locomotives, high-speed freight, low-speed passenger. You know, there's a bunch of different there's different locomotives for different purposes. You know, whereas in the United States we've got a bunch of different locomotives that all do the same thing. UK is a cool country though, as far as its railways. Well, it's a cool country as a whole, actually. I will definitely go to Britain one day. Can't pinpoint when, but I do plan on it. I don't know. Maybe a couple years from, a few years. Okay, that's a little bit too soon. Maybe at least 5 years from now. Okay. Well, speed limit's been raining at 30 miles per hour for quite a while now, actually. Yeah, I haven't really been paying much attention to the speed stuff because I've been so busy talking, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm glad I've been able to, you know, spark some discussion for this stream because it's going to be a long one. Why am I going to do the same thing for yours? Yeah. You know, that's something else I just realized. Freight locomotives in the United States aren't really that different as they were back then compared to now. Like, when diesel engines, or when freight diesels really took off in the late 20th century, they haven't really changed that much since. Which, I mean, isn't really that bad of a thing. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But there really hasn't been much of an evolution as far as diesel locomotives in the United States. Whereas in the UK, you know, freight locomotives have changed a lot. I mean, we've gone from things like the Class 37, the Class 47 to the Class 66, and Class 92s and other freight locomotives. So, yes. At least on passenger railroads, you know, locomotives have changed a bit. I mean, put it this way. We've gone from this, the SDP40F, to the F40, to the P42, to the ALC42 that's starting service soon. So, you know, what we're just looking over right here, the SP40F, is basically the predecessor to the ALC 42. And we have three of those locomotives in train sim, you know, the SP40F, the F40, the P42. I do want to know how long until the ALC 42 comes to train sim. Yeah, that's another thing that annoys me. We've gotten some older rolling stock recently for train sim, but what about new stuff? What about brand new trains? I mean, they added the AC64 in the train simulator the same year that it entered service. Meanwhile, the Siemens Charge has been around for, I can't believe it, but the Siemens Charge has only been around for 5 years. That's not in train simulator. Well, not that I know of. But for the most part, it's not in train simulator. Okay, no, it's flat out not in train sim. You know, creators have had 5 years to add that locomotive into the game. Still doesn't come in. Why? It's beyond me. But for some reason, no one's bothered to make an ALC42 yet. I mean, or a Siemens Charger yet. I mean, okay, I'll give them that. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on the ALC42 because that locomotive, we haven't even seen that on the rails yet. But I expect that locomotive to come to the game like a little bit after it comes into service. And UK the only are A3 and A4s. Yes. These are two of the fastest steam engines in the world. Now, the scenery on this live stream, this train journey I'm doing right now, it's been a little bit samey for the past little while. Yeah, we were actually, you know, I did say that we were going to get to a point where the speed was going to go down quite a bit. This is that point. I know it's going to go back up, you know, too long from, or too shortly from now. Like, we're cruising at 30 miles per hour. We're probably gonna be doing that for a little while. Okay, well, we're nearly 2 hours into the stream. Okay. So, yeah. And there's actually a number of other modern trains that still have yet to be added to Train Simulator. Like, what's going on? We have, you know, we have trains coming in every other week for Train Sim, but none of them are really new. We got the Class 68, you know, that train to service like 2014, AC64. That's a pretty new locomotive. But on the whole, there just hasn't been much new rolling stock that has come into Train Simulator. I mean, over the UK, the Mach 5s are a thing now. Where are those? You know, even new trains in Britain. I mean, heck, the developers of this game are based in Britain. Why are they making all the newer trains that have been... Oh, well, actually, to be fair, they have been recycling a lot of content recently, so I guess this isn't really that much of a surprise that they haven't really been bothered to add any new trains. And fly Scotsman all around, yeah. This part's kind of interesting. We're gonna be leveling out soon. Pretty soon we're going to be reaching the summit. No, we're not. This is just temporary flight ground. Right. But yeah, it's, you know, and that would be cool kind of to put in like the newer version of Train Simulator, you know? Like Trains in 2021, they could have done that with a lot of new stuff, but no. It's just recycled content that has been on this game forever. I mean, come on, the 5 Circle Line, newest train, still pretty old. Oh well, actually all the routes have had trains that have been in this game forever. Even Train Sim World, to an extent, doesn't really have any trains that are really new. Like, a lot of the trains for Train Sim World have been around for a long time. Okay, this is a... What is this? Oh! A balloon! I didn't know that was here. A balloon, said Tim Tom the Purser. A party balloon, said Purser. No, this is a spaceship's balloon, said Tim Tom. That's a reference to YouTube poop. Alright, so when it goes up to 40 miles per hour, because of course it does without there being a speed marker. Anyways, high speed we've gone in quite a little while now. By the way, that beginning stretch at the start of the live stream, so this journey, that is the fastest we've gone all day. Yeah, loop. Well, okay, the correct term is balloon, but I like to say balloon. Oh, it even says that. Summit balloon. Balloon, balloon. Yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah. This is the summit. We've reached the highest point of the route. We're now going downhill. Wow, this will be fun. Do we have the dynamic brake? What's that? Loco brake. Oh, that's not gonna help us. And this is here's the dynamic brake. It doesn't work. Okay. Whoops. I'm gonna do something a bit cheeky. I'm gonna slow the train down with horsepower. Thing is, right? Using the brakes can be a bit annoying, especially if you don't really have that much control over them. Like, you apply the brakes, but you can't set an exact amount of brake pressure to keep the train at a very steady pace. I don't actually know how many people do this in real life, where instead of using the brakes, they do like a local brake, where they put the train in the reverse and then put the throttle up. I'm not sure if people do that in real life. I'm gonna do it in the game though, just because it's easier than using the brake. Yeah. We're closing on the halfway point of this route. I can't believe it's been almost 2 hours, and we're only just now getting to the halfway point. So 2 hour long. This is a 2 hour long stream. This is supposed to be a 3 hour long journey. I'm guessing the last part is supposed to be covered pretty quickly. Yeah, it is gonna get quick, because once we do exit out of the twisty section, it's gonna get pretty fast, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about not doing the talk show tomorrow because I will not have this time. Yeah. I know it was going to be an interesting day on Thursday. Doing 2 licenses on the same day, but I just don't... I just need that time to work on the NRL project. So I'm going to use this time to talk about what's been happening. I was going to talk about this in the talk show, but I might as well talk about it here instead. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to outright cancel the talk show tomorrow and just talk about everything here. Because this is a pretty good opportunity, you know, long journey. So, might as well talk about it. So, you may or may not know that last week, my channel got hacked and my computer got slowed up. That sent me back, of course. How fast have we gone? Let's go so far. Well, let's see. We've traveled. Let's see. This full journey is 150 miles. We've traveled. Yeah, we've traveled 70 miles, and we have 80 miles to go. But yeah, my channel got hacked and my computer got slowed up. 2 events that seemingly don't have any relation to each other happening in the same week. Yeah, I can't really explain that one either. So, on second thought, I think it's best saved for the talk show, because if I talk about it here, it's going to get a little bit strange. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think it's best if I just postpone the talk show to some point next week. Although, shoot, I've got videos all 5 days next week. Actually, you know what? Now we're gonna go for it. I got all day on Friday. So anything that I don't get done tomorrow, I can do on Friday. Okay, well, we're going up a little bit again. You know what? Now, I know I've had thoughts about canceling tomorrow's talk show, but I'm gonna do it seriously on talk show because I think it's gonna be a little bit inappropriate doing it on the stream because you know, this is about Train Sim, and you know, talk shows are really for where I just talk about things. Oh, Train. Yes, Hammond, where have you been? I literally said in the Top Gear chat. Oh, and oh, you mean your call for the? Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah. I'll see. You know, we'll bank horses. But I am strategizing and more likely gonna do the talk show tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Tell you what, we'll see tomorrow. So the talk show begins at 4. I'm supposed to get to work at like around 1 or 2. Dang, I'm not gonna actually have that much time to do things tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that's not such a bad thing. So, you know what? I think ultimately I'm gonna do tomorrow's talk show. So yes, we'll have a very rare day tomorrow of doing 2 live streams in one day. Oi, Russell. We can't say the word on the stream. I told you this is a family show. We may have to give Russell a strike for that. Okay, so I put the reverse in reverse. We're into a 50, but I'm gonna let the train pick up speed, because of gravity. Okay, I'll take it off second time. Let's put it up to 5, 4. There we go. There we go. Alright, since I mentioned, let's do a flyby. Yes. And there's our train. What graphics card is this? I actually don't know. I don't know, yeah. I can tell you though, it's not a very good graphics card. Actually, I don't know. I'll look. Russell, remind me to look at it after the live stream. I'm gonna forget. Anyways. Alright, so pretty soon we'll be at the halfway point of this route. Not sure how much the speed limit's gonna be going up from here. We'll see. You call my graphics card mediocre. Well, honestly, mine is also pretty mediocre. Yeah, let's say Russell's been asking for my computer for a little, well, sometimes, but the truth is, my computer just isn't that much better than Russell's, honestly. It really isn't. Also, the track is happening. Alright, downhill time. Oh, this is okay. Now I can live with me. So there's this road path thing that runs along the track. I guess that's for maintenance vehicles or no? Is that a... No, it can't be a road. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a road. First of all, it's not a very smooth road. Secondly, there's no fence here, so you would wind up having cars. Yeah, this is definitely for like maintenance only. Not a pedestrian road. Or not a public, you know what I mean, a sausage road. It's not a road that we can drive on. It's a road that only BNSF employees can walk on. Alright, so then going downhill, we're gonna... Actually, well, okay, we're not really gonna reach flatlands, but we're gonna... Okay, I should shut up about the gradients. Also, we're now halfway across this route. Alright, so we're now at the absolute most center point of this route. So, 75 miles down, 75 miles to go. You know, remember when I was on the 5 circle line on the medium special? That was 60 miles from Edinburgh around the 5 circle line and back. This route, this is a singular route from end to end, and it is basically the length of 3 5 circle journeys. In fact, the 5 circle line itself is like 50 miles of track. This route is 3 times long. Just gonna get on the brakes. Just a bit. I'm actually gonna release the brakes a little bit early. Come on. Come on! There we go. We got a minute for the brakes to release. Alright, so back down to 35. Look at these trees. This is quite a curve. You know, I'm not actually sure what part that the Marias Pass route or Marias Pass approach route is. I have the route downloaded on Trains New Era though, so maybe that's a story for another day. Yes. Okay, so back down 35, up to 45. Speed limits change and their sausages. Okay, well, I've actually had a pretty busy chat for this stream. Busier than the last couple streams. I mean, you know, even the tradesman stream I did a couple weeks ago, that was 4 hours long. This is going to be 3 hours. And we have more people showing up for some reason. Maybe it's just looking on a Wednesday. Yeah. You know, I usually like to do these shows in the middle of the week, like on a Wednesday. You know. I guess since I'm doing this stream on a Wednesday, that's what we're working on. And actually, I won't even be able to do the next couple of live streams on Tuesday. Like, and I got 2 more live streams. Well, I mean, after tomorrow's 2 streams, I have 2 more live streams planned for the month. And I've got Training Era on next Tuesday, and then another training stream the Tuesday after. That'll be the last live stream for a while. What is this? It's a bridge with a fence. I have never seen that before. I'm going to Glacier Park Station. Amtrak. Okay, up to 45. Okay, so Brennan's gonna end about 16:44. That's gonna be about 7:44 in real time. Which is good because I'll end 15 minutes before my pro petitioner race starts. I say my race, you know, the thingy race. And so that thing. Actually, right now there is some NASCAR programming. Like a NASCAR Race Hub on. Then they're gonna have then they're gonna have practice for the race and the race itself. Now I'm not really interested in the eventually after I'm not really interested in the Race Hub or the practice. I'm gonna be tuning in when the race starts. Alright, look at this high bridge. Look at that. Next up is Grizzly. Also, there's a fence here. Why is that here? What's it stopping? The nothingness? Oh, this couple of road bridge looks like interesting. High. Yeah. I like to call it a high bridge because it's funny. Also, more single track section commencing. Actually, we've gone out of like the forest sort of section. We're now into just flat country land. Which honestly is literally Montana in a nutshell. Like, you know, if you've ever wanted to see what Montana really looks like, drive this route. Anyway, I'm thinking about driving the Marias Pass approach around trains in New Era later on. To see what part of the Marias Pass did they actually include on that. Because that road, you know, called Marias Pass approach, that's only like that's only a section of the Marias Pass. This is of course the whole route. Also, uphill-isms. Okay, we're going a little bit fast now, 45. Yeah, so we're still on these money bits, but I think when we get to about when we get about there, where I pointed, that's when the speed's gonna pick up. Well, to be fair, you know, there is like still a little bit more than an hour left to cover 70 miles. Well, that's still a lot. I mean, it took us 2 hours to cover the first 75 miles of this route. But apparently it's going to take us another hour and hour and 10 minutes to cover the next 68 miles. Okay, I gotta apply some more thought. Holy moly. Let's go full whack. Oh, 65? Okay, we're going. Full power. Speed and power solves everything. Okay, I might fix the interior horn at some point. Oh, I like how there's a little... If you notice, there's the dip. That's a pretty cool picture. I will lay up the throttle a bit because we are power and speed. Well, it's actually speed and power, but yes. Close up the throttle because we're going downhill. Okay, I'm a little bit more throttle. He's got 65. Yes. Now a little bit of end and brake. Spotted robe. You know, I've had a thought. What if we speed ran this route? Like, is there any locomotive that could drive full throttle throughout this whole route and not derail? Now, it's not saying we've done this live stream, but maybe some point in the future. Okay, a little bit of wobble on the track. What is that in the... Weird. We are flying though. Okay, it's another 55 because, of course. Okay, we have one more big bend, but I think after that, maybe we have to pick up a bit more speed. That's the first grade, fully upgraded, fully sausage-ized grade crossing I've seen all day. And those couplings, I'm not sure if that's default or because my game got screwed up. Uh-oh, I forgot to slow down. Ah. Now, my friends, it's called distracted driving. Come on. Okay, why do I have to wait so long for it to release? Look how slow we're going now. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Yeah, this brake on this train though is weird. I've ridden this train once. Well, to be fair, I haven't ridden this train much, but still. Actually, hang on a minute. For a bit, I think this train or this locomotive was actually superseded by the P30CH. Alright, let's photo. Alright, well, I'm making good speed. Anyway, the SDP40F, it's been nice to get to know this locomotive on this long journey. And even when I bought this locomotive, I didn't really drive it that much. I drove it for a bit before before getting bored of it. Well, I won't say getting bored, before getting distracted by other things that I had to do. At least in this live stream, I've been able to get this locomotive a proper play. More speed is happening. Alright, so this way we should get to Shelby in 1 hour. So it seems that's gonna be one of being 3 hours and 15 minutes. But I remember the initial Mariah's Passion I did was 3 hours and 35 minutes. I'm not actually sure where the extra 20 minutes came from. Well, there's less track. I mean, I actually drove 155 miles. Because I actually started over here. And then I went down to here. Whereas today we started from here and went this way. That's where the Amtrak station is. Oh, here's this windy bit. I'm not surprised that we're taking this pretty quickly. SV40F is okay? Yeah. That's about where I would put it on like the scale as far as train simulator. It's an okay locomotive. Like, there's no fancy bells or whistles that makes this locomotive unique, but it exists. And the sounds are okay. Well, I would recommend this horn mod that I have installed. The default horn is not very good. I think none of DTM's horns are that good. Yeah. Digital train model. You know, from DTM, I was actually gonna get the U36 thingamajiggy, the New Jersey Transit thingamajig that he made. I was gonna get that in the winter sale, but it was, first of all, it was too expensive. It was only on a 25% discount, which isn't good. No, I think it was like a 20% discount, which isn't really that good for me. I think like a 50% discount. I mean, sure, this logo's pretty new, but still 20% off. That's not very good. Not very good. And the reviews on that aren't very good either. So I figured, nah, this train's too expensive. I'm not buying it. Ironically, though, I did find a locomotive that was a lot like it. Fun enough, also made by Digital Train Model for much cheaper. And welcome to Browning Station. Let's see, go here and watch the train go by. This is Browning Station, but you get no train. Or you get no train stopping because this is an express. Oi. Ooh, pretty soon we're gonna be going even faster. Also, there's this siding here. Okay. Alright, pretty soon it's gonna go up to 70. Alright, so Moraes Pass. So the center section of the route is like 30 miles per hour twists and turns, but the start and end portions are more fast and straight. Which is how I like it. Anyways, not much trees. Lots of green. Alright, so we're going to 70 mile per hour speed limit. Let's see, how much is it, 70? Okay, there's probably a few sections where it's going to drop below 70, but for the most part... Oops, we're speeding. For the most part, though, it's probably going to stay at 70. What in the world is this fork? Why is that 55? Seems a little bit fast. Anyway, fast. Marlboro Express to where is the Shelby Station. And foliage, come on. Fine. And yes, Montana, the state of nothingness. Like, we're also running in bushes. Oh, raw distance 7 sausages. Okay, sauce thingies. And not much else. Okay, come on, the draw says that'd be better than that. Red. Ooh, 179. So I'm about to go really fast. I say really fast. That's considering you know, speed limits on this route. So 70 now, that's probably the fastest speed limit on this whole route, actually. Oh. So you go up to 79 and then down to 35? For what? Oh, this stupid thing here? Fine. Although, why even put a 79 mile per hour speed limit there if it's just going to impose a 35 miles per hour? It's literally a mile after. No, less than a mile after. Let's see. We got 79 coming up. Yeah, less than a... How? Okay, that's stupid. Why would you put a 79 right before a 35? That's the most stupid thing in the world. Yeah, look at that. My train hasn't even passed for 79 yet, and yet we're already slowed to 35. Alright, slowing down. Come on. Okay, why are these brakes not releasing? Oh. Okay. Alright, so apparently... okay, well that makes sense. Iowa in a nutshell. This is actually, Montana, but it's the neighboring state to Iowa, so I guess it still counts. Anyway, no, so we actually still have 35, so we could turn. Not because of this bendy bit coming up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we'll go back up to 79. Well, the thing now, the line is double track for the rest of the journey all the way to Shelby. Wait, Iowa, well, yeah, I don't know much about Iowa either. I think Iowa is actually the neighboring state to Montana. Also, what is the point of this fork? You only have like you can only store a few cars on here. Okay, maybe it's turned engines are wrong, but why? Alright, so now we go over that point. Let's back up to 79. Okay, so this curve coming up, are we gonna have to slow down? I don't know. I think so. Oh, hang on. Speedometer here. 90. Okay, there we go. I was actually wanting to top speed of this train. 90 miles per hour is the limit. Okay, we'll be reaching that today. anyway. Alright, 50 miles, or just under 50 miles to go. So we're now 2/3 of the way through this route. And yeah, I believe this is going to be the fastest section of the route. Okay, now we got to, well, I mean, we have to go up to 79, but then slow it back down to 55. Another grade crossing. Alright, it's having to slow down in a moment. Once we got to 79. Oh, I went back up to that? Okay then. Oh, so that time you came right off? Okay. Alright, well that time we didn't do too bad. And here's the bend. And back up to 79. Okay, so I've been shooting now for nearly 2.5 hours. Still another 15 minutes to go until we get to Shelby. I will admit I am starting to get a little bit tired of this, but don't worry. Okay. Just got 79. Okay, please don't accelerate. Oh, you sausage. Okay, we're gonna speed for just a tiny bit. And back up to full speed. Alright, almost Shelby, 45 miles to go. We're gonna drive for another 45 minutes. But we are getting there, don't worry. There's this yard here. I do find it a bit bizarre that these coaches have literally the shoreliner sounds and the superliner sounds blended together. I don't know if I'd call that realistic. I mean, sure, he tried, but It's still a little bit weird. And also the locomotives have the run sounds of the shoreliners. What did the NS say to the Amtrak? I don't know. What did the NS say to the Amtrak? Okay, really enough though. We have 44 minutes remaining in this journey. How slow are we gonna go, man? I don't know. Uh-oh. I just accidentally shut down the locomotive engine. I hit Z by accident. Oh, good job, me. Be wrecked. Oh. Well, gosh darn it. Start up. There we go. Yes, I was getting so excited I accidentally hit Z, which is right next to the buttons for the other controls. Okay, we lost a little bit of time. I gotta keep moving though, because the longer I mess about, the longer this is gonna take. What did you do? I hit Z on the keyboard, which shut down the engine by accident. I was gonna need to hit that, but fingers just slipped. I just have a couple of flyby views, because why not? Okay, so you can probably the gear again, just in case. Okay, this is a bit weird. So we're traveling at 70 miles per hour. We have 38 miles to go to Shelby. Yeah, this would take us. It's gonna take us 40 minutes to get. Wait, so that's 1 mile per minute. Nah, we gotta get there. Come on. Actually, my voice box is my mistake. Yeah. Hang on a minute, 40 miles. Somewhere along here is the start of the Morass Pass approach route. Okay, why am I picking up speed? Okay, for some reason, the thing isn't putting the power down. Why? Oh, not these speeds. Okay, we're going up a hill. Okay, here we go. Okay, maybe because we're going up a hill, we're good. We are good. But we're moving at a pretty fast pace. I don't imagine that it's going to take another 40 minutes to do. Unless the speed limit goes further down. By the way, just curious, how good is it? You gotta love American trains. How they have the biggest fuel tanks in the world. So even after all this driving, we still have pretty much a full fuel tank. That's something. Alright, slowing up a bit. Actually, we'll keep it at notch 4. Okay, got lower to notch 0. What's this? Something. Let's get coaxing over to one side. It seems notch 1 is the max we can go without the train picking up too much speed. It was a pretty fast section of track that we're traveling on. Yeah, we're going fast. Unless the speed limit goes down to like... Okay, well it's probably gonna go down a bit. Unless it goes down a lot. Honestly, it's gonna take another... Okay, we're on flat land. Honestly, it's gonna take another so many minutes to do. But we'll find out. We do have some other tight bends coming up, so let's be prepared for when that happens. That's straight 6 and 70 miles per hour, and then it's not miles per hour. It just seems too fast. Okay, 12 more. We need to go fast. You can look at that, already down 33 miles to go. Maybe there's an issue with the ETA. Maybe the ETA isn't accurate. But I also don't know the route very well, so we'll see. I should say, this is my first time driving this whole route in 2.5 years. Forms, lots of forms. Maybe. But yeah, I drove this route, the whole thing, back in February 2019. And then never really played this route ever again. Like, I've done a few quick drives of this route, but it was only like a small part of the route. And I was just like on my own silly time. But I've never really played this route that much in great detail. Like, this is my first time properly driving on this route since I did that live stream way back. So I've pretty much forgotten, you know, most of this route. Like, I know that a lot of it is twisties and things, but as far as like how much there actually is, or what just the general characteristics of this route, I just don't really remember much of it. But we've been doing 79 for quite a while. Now, I might actually come back to this route, at least this portion of the route, and do some high speed running with various trains. Because there's actually a pretty good high speed section. So, you know, of course if I drive this route, I won't drive the whole route. Like, I think if I'm to ever drive this whole route again, it'll either be for live streams like this, or if I have the time. But for the most part, you know, I'm gonna come back to this route, but only play parts of the route rather than the whole thing. You know, funny enough, for the, you know, for doing this route as far as live streams, I've actually had some thoughts of doing a part of the route in one live stream and then doing another part of the route in the next live stream. Like, this actually goes way well. Here's an interesting story that I actually just realized. I'll tell that in a minute though. First, let's slow down. Yeah. Oh, so now you come right off? Okay. Come on. We have to come down the whole lapped. Nope, there he goes again, stuck. Come on! Thank you, man. That took forever. And the brakes in this thing are tricky. Yeah, it's 29 miles to go, yet still half hour left. What else was I saying? Shoot. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So way back in 2017, back when I was still using my Dell computer, so a live stream that I did way back when, this was the Amtrak in the 90s, driving the Amtrak F40 on the Sherman Hill route. I was initially planning on splitting that live stream up into 2 parts, because Sherman Hill is such a long route that I wouldn't have the time to complete the whole route in one stream because I had limited amount of time for streaming back then. So I only did like a part and then another part, but apparently they're always short enough that I could drive the whole thing in the 2 hours that I had to do the stream. So that was nice, I guess. So did that whole thing. And then I had some other ideas where I would return to this route for like special excursions and things, but I would still split the live stream in half because it would just if it went too long it would get a bit boring after a while. You know, but we have actually got the time and willingness to do it. You know, that's why I'm doing the whole Morass Pass in this one stream. Okay, well I don't know why, how we have, okay, this part isn't even 50 miles. Dude, we're almost there, 27 miles. Out in the woods, because this is going to take another half hour. I mean, let's look at the map. Let's give an honest look. Okay, there's a few bends, but there's no twisties. So unless the speed limit goes down by a lot for some weird reason, I don't see how this is going to take another half hour. I think the ETA is wrong. Here's Cut Bank. I actually recognize this as a location of the Morass Pass approach route. Oh, here we go. Down to 35. That makes sense. Although unless that's just like for a short section. Oh, so it must have slowed down all the way to 30. Oh, did they see them on this map? I'm thinking about it. Might do that in my spare time. So, you may wonder Well, when am I gonna stream this route again? I don't know. You know, really though, I only see myself coming back to this route occasionally. Because it's not really that compatible with a lot of the trains that I have. Like, sure, it's good for driving them on here, but there's other routes that I would prefer to drive on first. So, I will return to the route. Actually, having driven this route on today's stream, I will probably come back to this route some more. Wait, why is this brakes up to 12? We're going uphill now. Anyway, cut bank. Oh, we gotta slow down. Come on. Okay, this is where we're gonna stop. No, I don't want to stop. Wow. Okay, I guess so long because there was no way we were gonna do that at 50. And look at this bridge. There's actually a location on the trains map. You know, another thing that I realized, I actually bought the Moraes Pass approach route for trains too, and never really played it. Okay, I played it for a bit. But then, you know. And welcome to Cut Bank Station. I guess another high bridge. This one's even bigger than the one we saw earlier. So it's good that we didn't stop. Those brakes on for quite a while. Alright, coming up soon, Cut Bank Station. Walk straight, slowly go through. Slowest I've gone since the whiny section. What's grade crossing there? Yeah, keep going. There's 24 miles to go. I got a pretty big kink. Maybe this is why. Weird yard. I'm not sure why the speed limit isn't going back up. I guess it isn't. Okay, now it has to pick up, so this is ridiculous. I mean, look at how straight the track is a little bit curvy, but it's still straight enough to keep a reasonable speed limit. Makes no sense. Yeah, I'm not sure why the speed limit is so low through here. Okay, I get there's a yard, and there would probably be yard work going on, but still. Okay, there we go. Pretty soon the speed limit does go back up to 70. That's cool. Hang on a minute. Okay, we do have a curve. Actually, how close is the speed limit change? Let me see. This one. And we are... Okay, that's ridiculous. We're just going to accelerate right now. Actually... Ah, it's floored. Like, I understand we're not quite all the interlocking yet, but this is ridiculous. Alright. Subway station's just 22 miles now. I actually think Shelby is in trains too, actually. I think it is. I think this whole route right now is the whole Morass Pass approach. Yeah. Okay, not sure why the interior isn't loading in. Alright, come on. I know I set down the draw distance to a pretty low, or a somewhat low level, but when I'm this close, and yeah, it's pretty obvious. I can see right. That's stupid. Okay. 20 miles to Shelby. So this site's gonna be right about 3 hours and a half. Hang on, 3 hours and a half. That's really the same time as it took to do the other. Okay, well, whatever. No, 2 hours and. Hang on. Oh, oops, and I'm not paying attention. Slowing up. Amtrak is bad in more ways. Oh. Okay. So what's left of this route? Okay, there's a couple kinks. Okay, maybe I'm starting to imagine how this could take another 20 minutes, but still a bit ridiculous. Okay, now we're down to 60. That makes sense. Too far. Maybe a bit. Okay, so now going down to 60 and then back up to 70. What in the world are these speed limits? Alright, so maintaining 69 miles per hour, pretty nice. Okay, it's a little bit. Okay, I guess I did the bud to make it go. Come on. Might just go down to like 55. Okay, now I get it. You have to just spam the button and then it'll go. There we go. Okay, so we got a little bit more than 60, but that's fine. Alright, well, how far now? 16 miles. Yeah, speaking a little bit, but that's fine. Alright, there we go, back to 79. Not a big fan of Amtrak, as you can see. I'm a big fan. I'm sure they're not my favorite railroad in the world, but well, they're pretty high up there. That being said, they are pretty high up the list. I mean, I am a bit biased because you know Amtrak, of course, as an American, Amtrak is the premier railroad in the United States, or premier passenger railroad. Amtrak handles all the intercity stuff and thingies. And I don't even live that far away from an Amtrak line, the Northeast Corridor. Yeah, I might as well say it. I am a Northeastern person, which means I live pretty close to the Northeast Corridor. For Norfolk Southern, we actually don't. Well, we don't have Norfolk Southern around here, but we do have Norfolk Western further up in Massachusetts. Also, I just realized something. I haven't been to a model train show in a whole year. Yeah. Last time I went to one was spring 2020, before the China virus happened. Huh. I mean, I can understand why we're not having trade shows now, but I really hope that one happens soon. I mean, the Chinaverse is almost over. So there should be a train show around here somewhere. I bet you'd be based at my place. Yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere near either of those. Wait, that's like, oh, that's all the way over in the west. Yeah, I'm nowhere near the west. I'm actually pretty close to the ocean. In fact, I'm literally a state that neighbors the ocean, the one that's to the east. I don't know what the ocean's called. I'm a lot closer to like the MBTA and stuff like that. You know, eastern stuff. I actually don't see freight trains much. You know, we have the Northeast Corridor, which is, you know, an intercity passenger line. All we see is Amtrak's, Sulla's, and MBTAs. I kind of want to see more freight trains. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to see freight trains every day. But I do at least want to see them occasionally. I have seen freight trains before, but not in a while. Like, I think the last time I can remember seeing a big proper freight train was when I went to the train show. Oh, I'm Iowa. Oh. It's like in the Midwest. Iowa. They have a racetrack in Iowa, the NASCAR built. Actually, you know what? Iowa. I don't think that much went as far as railroads, but I know they have a lot of small town dirt tracks in Iowa. And by dirt tracks, I mean race tracks, where they race cars and stuff. Other than that, I don't really know much about Iowa either. In fact, I don't really know much about any of the Midwestern states. Yeah, the only one I really know about is it's Michigan, because, you know, me and my dad were born there. But other than that, I'm not really that knowledgeable about the Midwest. You know, like, I know more things about the, you know, north, like, well, generally the eastern side, southern side, and somewhat of the western side of the United States. Anyway, so top your top tip. With the brakes of the SDP40F, if it doesn't work at first, just spam the heck out of the apostrophe key, and that should release the brakes. There we go. Worked perfectly that time. Alright, it's going to take another 10 minutes, which isn't entirely unbelievable, but... Alright, almost at Shelby. Yep, I've been driving for 3 hours straight, but we are almost there. Alright, less than 10 miles to go. Sometimes Canadian Pacific and Canadian... Didn't know Canadian Railroads occasionally came down to the United States a little bit. You obviously don't see any of that around here. I mean, here we flat out don't even have any Canadian trains at all. Everything's American. Okay. Well, yeah, American. That being said, I don't live too far. Well, as a Rhode Island, I don't live too far away from Montreal, Canada. Like, I could drive there as like a 6-hour trip. You know, I've thought about it. You know, I'm not too far away from New York, which isn't too far away from Montreal. Yeah, Canada. That's another country I don't really know much about. You know. Like, Canada has a couple of iconic racetracks, and, you know, it's got Via Rail. But other than that, I don't really know much about it. Alright. almost there. Alright, well, we've been able to keep this entertaining throughout the whole journey. But we are about to reach Shelby and the end of the live stream. Oops. Oh, come on. On a curve. Yeah, the king. Well, this is a somewhat fast part of the Orion Pass route. You know, one thing that I've learned about the Marias Pass route, the eastern half of the route is a lot more flat and fast, whereas the western is a lot more slow and twisty. You know, I actually remember when I did like the debut stream of this route, I got bored like when I was going through the twisty section, so I actually just broke the speed limit for most of the rest of that stream, and somehow it didn't derail. Yeah, somehow that still took 3 hours and 35 minutes. I don't know. I don't really remember what happened on that live stream. I may watch it back someday, but it's not really that exciting. I don't know. I don't really remember that stream at all. This stream though has been a lot more good. But I've actually been able to stay entertained for the whole show. Alright, 5.3 miles to go. Oops. Oh, now he's engine brake. Come on. Okay, a little bit more. Oh, here we go. So it's all the way to 25 miles per... Wait, what? There's a 65 and a 25? How does that make any sense? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter now because we're almost there, but still. You mean we're going to be calling at 25 miles per hour until the station? Come on. Okay, what's coming up, actually? Oh. One more little bend. Oh, we're changing tracks. Why are we changing tracks? Okay, guys, oh. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna slow down for that, but only a little bit. I'm gonna go to 35. I don't know why I slowed up that soon. Weird. Okay, I'm not sure why I decided to slow down that early. Is it weird that I have to see a CS6 manual from something these past few weeks? I'm not from Iowa, so I wouldn't really know. I'm not really into the freight engine scene. Yeah, my thing is passenger. Alright, so spam the button. That's what we do. Okay, I know it's a little fast for the interlocking, but actually, no. Come on. Why is that only 30 or thinking 25? You could go 35 over that and be just fine. Come on. I expect the speed limit to pick up a little bit once we get over. Yep, right back at 65. Okay, well I guess now I see how it could take, you know, that amount of time. Whatever. Alright, just a little bit more to go. So, all the stations that we've seen so far have been little town stations, apart from where we started at, Whitefish. Is Shelby also going to be a little town station, or is that going to be as big as Whitefish? Because Whitefish was actually a somewhat decently sized town thingy. What's this going to be? I've totally forgotten. Yeah, I started here last week. I mean, last year. Last stream I did this route. I've just forgotten. This is pretty fast, but I don't know. We're gonna slam around the brakes when we get there. You guys haven't seen them down here before, but not totally I've seen them. I wouldn't know. Again, I don't live in that area. Alright, up to Shelby we come. Alright, getting ready to come to a stop. Alright. Gotta make sure you don't overrun the platform. Okay, case station coming up. Oh, I thought it was that little thing. That's a fueling station. Alright, welcome to Shelby. They fit this whole train. It's gonna be close. Yeah, it's a decently sized station. It's actually somewhat of a town. Alright. I'm gonna try my best to stop right before the first coach car reaches the end of the platform. Right about here. And... oh. Hang on. Okay, these... no, wait, this one opened? Oh, come on. Whatever. We did it. Alright, so the couple coaches off. And to be fair, this train is a little bit longer than it's supposed to be. You know, the Real Empire Builder only has 6 coaches. Or 7. This one has 10. Which I decided to do because I want a longer train. But welcome to Shelby. And that is the entire Mariah's Pass route driven once again on this channel. And that is going to be the end of the live stream. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.